What is up, guys? You are now tuned in to the Mike and D Hot Take Show here on the Casual Wrestling YouTube channel. I am your host for the night, the Notorious Nerdy D, alongside the one and only Milwaukee Mike. If you are new here, this is a community participation show. We want you guys to drop your opinions and questions in the chat as we go. You can support the channel starting Friday. We will be officially up and running with the membership. So until then, you can drop super chats or just hang out, whatever you want to do. Let's do the housekeeping for the week real quick. Fantasy Wrestling Draft is Thursday at 8 o'clock. It's going to go fast. It's not, I figure we just do it while we're watching football. We just, click, you got your two people and we're up and running.
Y'all better get ready to acknowledge me.
Oh shit. I'll have draft order tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll have draft order because we're still waiting for Witters to get into the league.
I got you.
I'll tell him tonight he's got to get in, and then I'll have draft order tomorrow. What's up, Wavy D? First as usual. What's up, Dead Chef? Good to see you. Low key, it would be dope if y'all do a watch along for NXT on CW tonight. Maybe we'll start having NXT on so we can comment on it, but right now I don't have anything set up to watch NXT in front of me. So we can talk about that in the future. But let's start the show with our hot takes this week. So we're going to do a little differently. One hot take this week each, and then we've got something a little different planned for the second segment of the show. Oh, he said when it's on CW.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
I'm actually thinking about being there live.
Cool. That would even be kind of cool.
I'm thinking about going.
That'd be cool. That'd actually be fun. We could correspond while you're there.
Yeah.
But let's start with our hot takes. It's that time again to set the wrestling world on fire. Time to tickle the brains of the casual wrestling fans. Time to drop our hot takes on the community. Mike, I'll let you go first. Go for it.
Yeah, so obviously the talk of the town right now is the whole switching over to USA Network for Smackdown and Netflix for Raw. My hot take this week is going to be that I am suspecting a viewership decrease over the next couple months for WWE in terms of Smackdown. I think coming away from local television, there's gonna be a little bit of a period of time that it's gonna take for people to kind of catch up to speed and maybe get a streaming provider or whatever the case may be, and hopping over to continue to support. Because listen, man, WWE did a great job for many years, dating back to my childhood, of being on local television at least once a week, right? And now they're kind of shifting away from that, which I'm not mad about. Now, I think Raw, I think it's going to be promising. I know they're kind of toying with the 2-hour, 3-hour situation. It might be like a flex time situation when they go to Netflix. So that's going to be interesting. But it's SmackDown going to USA. I'm just wondering if there's going to be kind of a dip in viewership just for a little bit, because obviously I think, right now we're kind of in that winter time, that end of the season where I think viewership already kind of goes down regardless. I think it picks back up probably January, WrestleMania season. But I think my hot take this week is going to be, I'm suspecting that there's going to be kind of a dip in viewership numbers over the next couple months, maybe a couple weeks with WWE.
Let me ask you a question, because this kind of came to our mind, because a lot of the NFL is kind of toying with this same situation, right? Starting to move to streaming services they have to, NFL and WWE have to have data, right? And they have to have enough data that they looked at that and said, while I agree with you 100%, it's going to drop off to a certain amount, but do you think they looked at that number and said, there's just, we show that everybody has a streaming service almost, we're going to be okay, right? Like, you have to figure that they thought that through when they made the decision to go Netflix. They had to look at the Netflix, subscriber numbers and go, okay, we're good there. This profit model works. And then to go, all right, USA bid enough to we can make this jump up. Like, I think that WWE has to have a certain amount of security within themselves to go, for the first time in a long time, maybe being on cable TV isn't as big of a deal as it used to be, especially for, wrestling is a little more of a niche audience than it used to be. I would say that wrestling fans are more informed. Used to, when there wasn't as much on TV, you might stop on wrestling. I don't know how often that happens anymore, that people just stop. They're flipping through the channels. They hit Fox and they go, "Oh, let me watch wrestling."
Yeah, I think with the Netflix, I think there definitely had to been numbers and research done with making the jump to Netflix for 100%. I think, and they've done a good job of kind of marketing it, right? Like it hit social media.
Yeah.
There was rumors. They've kind of really kind of brought it home, and now we're kind of looking forward to that. I don't know that there's such a big push with SmackDown going to USA, and I think that's why I feel like there's going to be kind of a decrease in viewership. I think within the last month they've kind of been like, okay, it's going to USA. It hasn't been as loud as the Raw going to Netflix, and that's where I think the numbers in my mind I could see kind of taking a dip.
I agree with you 100%. I think the question I'm asking is, do you think WWE at a certain point, like even like with our podcast and stuff like that, I used to be so worried about if we could just hit this high concurrent number, but the reality is it's about engaged viewership, right? So do you think like WWE looked at it and goes, yeah, this number is great, like this 2 million is great, but a quarter of that is because they just have the ability to watch, and maybe WWE is looking at a model where let's just push this to our real fans. That's what I'm asking. I agree with you 100% that it's absolutely going to take a dive I'll go one step further. I believe they are positioning themselves right now to go back to the A and B television programming. I don't think they're going to view them as equal shows once we get to Netflix.
No, I agree. And I think, social media is definitely going to help this transition for sure. Because I think you'll be able to still go online and see the highlights and the clips in real time.
Yeah.
I think that's going to help the viewer that maybe doesn't have the streaming service. Maybe they have Netflix, but they don't have a streaming service where USA is on or vice versa. So, I think social media is going to be big in this transition period. But I do suspect that there's going to be a little bit of a dip.
And I wonder how much they see like Hulu affecting, I wonder when they look at like the episodes coming to Hulu a day or two later, if they look at that number and go, that might just counter and balance. So maybe someone doesn't have a live TV service, but you know what? If they watch SmackDown on Saturday or Sunday, we're kind of okay with that. We're still going to get that.
That's a good point.
I wonder
that's a good point.
I just feel like, because I'm with you, right? It does seem crazy for the first time in a long time for wrestling is kind of behind a paywall now.
Yeah.
And with Netflix, it's going to be even more. So I think you're right. I do think it will drop, but I'm guessing that they've run through every scenario and gone,
for sure,
where we're fine. We're going to be good.
For sure.
So I'm with you.
For sure.
All right. So I've been doing a little thinking, Mike. I've been thinking about this Jey Uso situation because.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jey Uso, yesterday when he won, my first big exclamation was he's set up to lose. Congratulations, you won a first opportunity to go get your ass whooped by Braun Breaker. But now, I think I've rethought this situation a little bit, and I think I'm hoping Triple H is a little bit in line with my thinking here, and I'm gonna turn this into a positive instead of a negative. I think Jey Uso should beat Braun Breaker. I think that he should become the Intercontinental Champion because I think it benefits both of them. The Intercontinental Championship, to me, is a prove-it championship. You're supposed to have that belt when you need to prove that you're ready to go to the next level. Braun Breaker already did that. Braun Breaker's better than 90% of the people on Monday Night Raw. He doesn't need... We did the long-term IC title run with Gunther. We don't need to do that again. We don't need to do that with Braun Breaker. I don't know how you book it. I don't know if you get someone else involved or if you just let him lose clean. Braun Breaker immediately needs to be pushed to the main event scene. Quit waiting.
Okay.
Like Gunther proved to me last night, he's not the guy. And you got to cut the losses when you can cut the losses. We can't hitch a train to this long term. We can't defend this week after week after week. This worked in the Intercontinental title scene because you had guys like Seth Rollins anchoring the television show. So Gunther was great in the middle. We didn't pick up on all of these flaws. Now that he's the guy who has to carry the brand, it's way more obvious. When you go down and you start ticking boxes of like what you need to carry the brand, Gunther doesn't have what Braun Breaker has. Braun Breaker had personality check. They relied on him yesterday to carry all of those promos with each individual superstar, he nailed it.
Yeah.
In the ring, super impressive, right? Mm-hmm. I get there's a lot of people who like the Gunther slapping shit, right? Slap, 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 slap. But week after week after week, it's less impressive.
Yeah.
Versus when Braun Breaker picks up that like 22 mile an hour back and forth speed, that shit opens your eyes. That shit on social media, you start going, this guy's got intensity. This guy, he can talk. Gunther missed it. Like last night to me was an opportunity for Gunther to just murder an old man. You just go in there and just put Bret Hart to bed. Just destroy him. And he took the easy way out. And I don't know if that's booking. I don't know if that's Gunther just not wanting to pull the trigger. But he came off as the beta in that situation. Like Sami Zayn came out of that looking like the alpha dog. Came out, saved the day, tough guy. Gunther should never be booked that way.
Yeah.
And so when I look at Braun Breaker, I go, Braun's ready. Braun's why do we want to wait? Because here's the thing. We're going into this Netflix era, right? You talked about it. Do we want Gunther being the guy representing us as we go into this big push? Or do we want some fresh blood? Like, is it time? Is it time to take the old, 37-year-old sire out of the picture and let's go with the young bull? Let's let the young kid run with it. Right now, wrestling is stale. We came out of SummerSlam, we shot the big load that Triple H had, and now we're a little bit stale, right? Cody is Cody, and a lot of people find Cody to be boring because he is just a lot of the same thing. He represents kind of that pure baby face of wrestling, whereas Gunther's just boring. And I don't know that right now you want a champion that we're running around going, this guy's boring. Would you be more excited to tune in if it was Braun Breaker on a weekly basis holding the title? Or Drew McIntyre? Like, I think we have to cut the losses now. So my hot take is Jey Uso should be Intercontinental Champion. I think that when we go to Netflix, Roman Reigns is coming to Monday Night Raw. I think this is obvious, right? Like you said, SmackDown is being kind of shut down, and it will have LA Knight and some of these older guys who can bring in enough ratings to keep the show operational. But Roman's coming to Monday Night Raw. So Jey Uso having the Intercontinental Championship when he gets there just kind of bolsters that whole situation. And then you could put, like, I see people in the chat saying, Braun Breaker should just destroy Gunther. Like, you've built Gunther up to be this big thing, but it's not going. There is no payoff with Gunther. And so I would do the, and we know Triple H doesn't like squash matches, but I'd have to squash him.
Yeah. It's an interesting take. Now, here's where I'm at with it. If they put this match on a Monday Night Raw, I'm talking the Intercontinental title match between Jey and Braun. If it's on a Raw, I think there's definitely a higher possibility of Jey winning.
You can hide.
If this match ends up at Bad Blood, I do not think Jey's winning. I think the Bloodline will interfere because they're all gonna be in the same building.
Gotcha.
And I think that's kind of the story and the turn that we're gonna kind of be expecting as we go into the next couple months here with the Bloodline.
Gotcha.
So I think that's where I'm at with it. 100%. I would listen. I'd be happy if Jey won because I'm with you. I think Braun needs to be more in the main event picture. The more I sit on it, I don't know. Triple H and his gears right now with Gunther and Braun. It's not making complete sense to me right now in terms of like the direction. Like last night was just such a, like we're in the ring with a Joe Biden doppelganger. It's just not a good look. So it's an interesting hot take. I think the positioning of the match will make or determine what actually happens.
What is the end game with Gunther?
I have no idea.
I mean, idea. I mean, is it long title run? Are we just going to go 300 days of like this? Because I have no idea. This is not hitting. And I think, like I said, like you said, the Joe Biden doppelganger, this was his chance to go in there and put Grandpa to sleep. Yeah. And he just chose the safe pattern, which I just don't ever see Gunther pulling the trigger, which means. Go ahead.
I think for me, like when you look at Gunther, you have to look at those matches that potentially could happen and what's the excitement level for him, right? like a Gunther versus Roman Reigns. I have no interest in that match.
No.
Zero interest.
Well, first off, Roman will murder him on a microphone.
Oh, yeah. Who else is there? I mean, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre, interesting from a European perspective, but, Drew would murder him on a microphone.
100%.
A CM Punk versus Gunther. It's just, they're matches that, like, would you tune in? Sure. But are you like, shit, I'm tuning into this PLE because Gunther's playing, going against CM. Like, it's just not.
You can't build anything around him. I agree with you 100%. If you just on paper go, tonight on Raw, it's CM Punk versus Gunther, we go, oh, cool, man, that's okay. Be a fun match to watch. But when you tell me, all right, we're going to build a 2 or 3 month program around this, you go, CM Punk's going to have to pull back, or he's just going to have to make our champion look like a fool. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't want our world heavyweight champion looking like an idiot week after week.
I think with Gunther, and I maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but it seems like myself and maybe the IWC, the reasoning that we wanted Gunther to go for the world heavyweight title, I think, was to set up him and Ilya. I think like that's like, when that match happens, that's going to be, that's in perspective. That's like Liv and Rhea, right? Like that's Liv's Rhea, like that's Gunther. Like, I don't know what you do with them after that.
And me and Deep were talking earlier today. Like, if Gunther would pull the trigger, it's all fixed. Yeah, if he would just go full bad guy, if he would just start talking his shit, he would immediately. He's one small step away, but it just looks like every time they give him the opportunity, he doesn't want it. He wants to play it safe. He wants to, I'm going to talk about the hockey team. I'm going to do the little cheap things which work, right? They get you they get you the reaction in Canada, but that heat doesn't, Gunther's heat doesn't carry over to the next week. He can talk his shit in a confined audience and get them to boo. It just doesn't carry to the next week.
I think another kind of temperature take for Gunther is, like usually when you start a Raw or SmackDown, you have your world title come out first, right? And usually there's a big pop. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. Are you like sitting at a Raw and you're getting excited for the show and then Gunther's music hits? Are you like standing up and cheering? Or are you just like,
here we go.
All right.
Here we go. Right? Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. Seth Rollins, for all the things we can say about Seth Rollins, like there is what's going to happen next? This dude, what's he going to be wearing? What's he going to say? Who's he going to go after? He definitely has elements of, he can play babyface, he can play heel, he can walk the line back and forth. With Gunther, it just feels like it's one speed, one flavor. Like you said, and like the music and stuff is okay if he can be a good kind of mundane villain, but he's not even doing that. So he needs I said this may be crazy. I almost feel like he needs a babyface turn if we're really doing this. Because I think people might get behind him if he's he almost talks like a sympathetic good guy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I respect you and I know how good you are. Like, I thought his promo yesterday where he's talking to Sammy and almost talking down, it's like, dude fucking beat you.
Yeah.
He's the dude who ended your run, and now you're talking to him like, he's established credibility. You now need to just be the alpha and be like, yeah, you may have got me once, but I'm going to beat the life out of you. I'm going to beat the life out of Bret Hart. I'm going to beat the life out of Canada. Like, I'm going to destroy this place. And it just, we're not getting that level from him.
I agree.
Yeah, Jim Crack says, nobody's buying tickets to go to Raw to go see Gunther. You're going to see Punk. You're going to see Drew McIntyre. You're going to see those other names. You're not going to see Gunther. Sean 28 says Gunther needs someone like Paul Heyman. I mean, he does, but I don't know that I would waste Paul. I think at this point, Gunther's got he's got to walk on his own because he's not Brock Lesnar. He's not a guy who's just got every intangible, is exciting as hell, just can't talk. It just feels like to me like Gunther can talk. He just won't step over the line.
And he had Kaiser. I mean, that didn't work.
That's exactly right too. Like Kaiser could definitely talk and probably Kaiser could probably fix all of these problems with Gunther, but it is almost like Triple H is kind of like, you guys are going to like Gunther. You're going to watch Gunther, pay attention, and just take this shit that I'm putting in front of you.
Yeah.
Just not a star, Jim Crack says. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. So instead of second hot takes this week, we're going to play Would You Rather. So we each brought a Would You Rather question. They could be comical. They could be topical. They could be whatever we want. I like this. This was your idea, Mike. You shot it over to me. I thought this is great. Great idea to break up the show, give us something different. So I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Because mine's a little bit serious and slightly topical because they've been throwing around the rumors of women's mid-card titles.
Okay.
So this isn't really Would You Rather, but it's in the spirit of the game. I want to know who, if let's say we get a women's United States Championship and a women's Intercontinental Championship, who are you putting those titles on first in order to establish them and give them credibility and kind of begin their reigns on each show? What?
Okay.
You got the whole roster to pick from. NXT as well, right? If you want to bring someone up.
Are we following kind of the Raw and SmackDown thing where like Raw would have the Intercontinental and
sure, let's do that. Yes.
Okay. So Raw, a women's IC champion on Raw. I'm trying to think of the roster right now.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So like, what would the criteria be? Like, so are we looking like we're kind of eliminating like the Beckys, the Charlottes? We're kind of looking at that middle.
If you want to put it on somebody like a Becky or a Charlotte to start off, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I'm gonna take a left-hand turn here. I'm gonna throw a name that's gonna maybe be surprising.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the IC title on Shayna Baszler.
Interesting. I had her on a short list.
I'm gonna put it on Shayna Baszler. I think she hasn't been. Well, I think she had a run maybe 2-3 years ago that she should have maybe gotten a world title, but she hasn't been put in position to kind of go for a world championship. But she's always kind of sniffed it. I think you could put a IC title belt on her, and she could be dominant, right? Like she can almost have a Gunther run, right? Like
yeah.
You know, because she's that physical submission. So I go Shayna Baszler for the IC title, United States title on SmackDown.
I can pull up a SmackDown roster and start throwing you names too.
You got to think it like United States Championship has always kind of been like a.
You've got Bayley, you got Blair Davenport, you got Candice LeRae, you got Chelsea Green, you got Elektra Lopez, you got Indy Hartwell, Jade Cargill, Michin, Naomi, Nia Jax, Piper Niven, Tegan Knox, and Tiffany Stratton.
I think Jade Cargill would fit that pretty good. I think she would fit that pretty well. I'd say either Jade or like for a first time winner, maybe like a Naomi.
Yeah. No, I'm
like a Naomi, you know, exciting.
Naomi.
Yeah, like an exciting entrance, you know, somebody that you know can at least get the thing off the ground. Yeah, I'd be between those two.
So I tried to think this through in terms of I think age is important because I think I like Shayna Baszler and she was on my short list. My problem is she's almost like 40-something years old. Does that immediately make that title feel like it's like a kind of a retirement title? Because I saw Wavy D even say like Asuka as an IC champ to ride her into retirement. I look at it differently. I think that I would go maybe like a Roxanne Perez, like a surprise on one of them. Maybe. Okay. I'm thinking on the IC title. It feels like that's the more kind of wrestling prestigious one. I might bring Roxy up and hit her with the IC title and let it feel fresh. Let it feel like it's an immediate step from like being NXT Women's Champion to you become the IC champion to that's the stepping stone to get to the next place.
Almost like Braun Breaker.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like a Braun Breaker. That's kind of what I feel like for that one. But then I do think that you can balance that on the other side by going more with an established person to show. You could go with like a Charlotte Flair. I even thought I don't know. I think Chelsea Green could be a good starting point. Now, she's probably just a short run just to get it established, get people paying attention, get them watching. I could go there. I almost went Meechin. I think that she's kind of a workhorse, and she would, she could defend it on a nightly basis. But I think I would go Roxy on one side, and I'm in the same line of thinking as you. I'd almost go Charlotte on the other side as United States champion, because I like what you're thinking of. Like, you establish that with a legitimate name.
Yeah.
And then whoever beats Charlotte Flair gets immediate credibility, whether that is like a Meechin or a Tiffany Stratton or whoever immediately becomes credible. So that was that was my my thought process. Jim Crack says, I don't think there's enough women for 2 mid-card titles, though. I just feel like you have to, is my problem.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not enough, but I feel like you get a little, unless the tag team titles go exclusive to one brand and the mid-card title goes to the other, that makes sense. But I feel like for touring reasons, you almost have to have both.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, Mike, what's your would you rather?
Yeah, man. So I'm in the lab. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking of a specific finishing move, right?
Okay.
The spear, and I'm thinking of receiving a spear.
Okay.
And who would I want to receive a spear from?
Okay.
There's 4 people.
Okay.
So who would you rather take a spear from?
Okay.
Edge, Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker, or Goldberg? I did some deep thinking on this one.
Yeah, I quickly eliminate 2 names for you.
So I think that there has to be an elimination process, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, Goldberg has to leave.
Go on. Because Goldberg's trying to rip you in half.
Well, not only that, his spear is not the finishing. Like, he's going to spear you, and then you're getting jackhammered.
I just worry that Goldberg feels like he wants to take someone out.
Yeah.
Like he wants you to feel it afterwards, so he can go in the back and be like, "Hey, that fucking hurt, right, buddy?" It's like, yeah, fucker, that's not supposed to.
So I think Goldberg has to he's out.
Yeah.
I think next Braun Breaker has to go.
Well, because he's moving so fast.
He's moving so fast.
Too fast.
He's like you don't even know when it's coming.
You don't have time to prepare.
Right. As opposed to Roman and Edge, they actually set it, Roman does the Edge is at the rope. So it comes down to who would you rather take a spear from, Roman Reigns or Edge? And now now you got to think of this one, right? Like
Edge. So Edge is a little old. What if his knee gives out right in the middle of doing that thing and collides?
He's a little old. He's a little old.
Roman to me initially is my first choice, because when I see Roman spear, it always looks phenomenal, but I see the elements of, like, I see the person rise up and he's very protective of the person who he gives the spear to, but he is a little bit more violent. I think Edge probably gives the safest overall spear.
I would agree. I would agree.
But I mean, there's a part of me that wants to sell it, right? And Roman taking one from the big dog from the head of the table.
Exciting. Yeah,
there's a little bit of like, fuck it, I'll be sore in the morning if I take one from Roman.
I mean, I think in terms of like the velocity of a spear, I think I'd probably rather take one from Edge.
I do too. I think so too.
I think, but like in terms of like the coolness moment, I'd probably go Roman. So there's a 2-sided answer.
So Sean wants to know: are we talking Edge now or Prime Edge?
Now. If you go Prime Edge,
he's a little wild. He's a little wild.
A little bit of
loose cannon.
Little more loose. So I guess we could do Prime Edge. We could do Prime Edge versus Prime Roman. Let's do that.
That might change it for me.
That might change it a little bit.
Because Edge might fucking get, he's got seniority. He gets there. He goes, hey, we're going to do this on a ladder.
Yeah.
I need you to be up on the top of a ladder. Edge is going to come up with some wild shit. And I'll be like, hey, man, that's not what I agreed to.
Right.
I said 2 feet on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm going Roman.
I think if we're going primes, I think you got to go Roman.
I'm going Grandpa Edge if we're going now.
Right.
Although now, hold on. Here's a whole nother discussion. Am I taking the spear in AEW if it's Edge?
Oh,
because he might fucking have a needle in his pocket. He might.
Yeah, he might spear you off a building or something.
Yeah, like barbed wire spear or something like that.
No,
I think the top of a cage.
we gotta stay WWE. We gotta stay in WWE.
All
yeah,
right.
because I'm not trying to.
I'm making sure.
Yeah, I got kids, man.
I'm going Roman. I'm going Roman. I'm going Roman I'm going Roman for. I think he'll protect me enough. I think it's cool. I get to go tell everybody I got speared by Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I feel like getting speared by Edge, you could probably pay about $150 in a couple years when he's kind of past his prime and he's doing like the little trade shows. You'd probably pay $150
just
and he'll spear you. He'll probably give you one. Yeah. Roman's gonna be a little tougher to get to. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I like that. Yeah, that was good. All
right. Let's move on to the class battle. This is our new segment here on the show where each week me and Mike take a look at wrestlers of a specific year. We were doing age, but we're going to do year because a little bit of controversy last week while I was making the choices and we were breaking it down in the chat. Xavier Woods turned 38 years old. Like literally during the show, this dude just going to change ages. It was wild. I went to make the graphic and put it up and I was just double checking birthdays and it said 38 years old. And I was like, oh, that's weird. When did he change? It was on that day.
That day.
Happy birthday, Xavier Woods. You know?
Yeah.
But we've got to fix that list now. So that list, if you remember, was Becky Lynch, Gunther, Xavier Woods, Johnny Gargano, and AJ Lee.
Okay.
So we're pulling Xavier Woods off of the list.
Right.
Now, by shifting it away from just 37 years old, we're going the year of 1987 because everybody else conforms to 19. This introduced two new names for us.
Oh.
Naomi and Bray Wyatt.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, I was thinking, I think Bray solidifies this list.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so. I mean, like Naomi's got a good resume, but I think overall, I think you got, character work. I would probably lean Bray on that. I'd lean Bray on that.
This also makes this a pretty solid class. The class of 1987. You're talking about Becky Lynch. You got Gunther. You got Bray Wyatt now. You got Johnny Gargano and AJ Lee. That's gonna be tough to beat.
That's gonna be hard.
That's a solid 5.
You better bring your A game with that group. Yeah.
I did see that I had Xavier Woods twice on the list. I think I had him. They had him on the website I was using as two different names, and so that's how I did see that afterwards. Wavy D was telling me that. All right, so let's do this week. I picked the year of 1984.
84. Okay.
Fine 84. Year of wrestling. All right. So I've got 13 names I'm going to throw at you, and then we can start to work through it.
Let's do it.
Our 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work backwards here.
Okay.
At 13 on my list, and this is not in order. This is just the order from the website. We have Moose from TNA. Okay. We've got Keith Lee. We've got JTG.
The fuck is that?
Wasn't he from? He was in WWE. Is that? It was either him or his tag team partner that drowned in the ocean, right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about Crime Time.
Yeah, Crime Time.
Okay.
JTG.
I got you. Okay.
Jay Briscoe.
Okay.
Both Eric and Ivar.
Okay.
Eve Torres.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Graves. If you're seeing this isn't going to be a strong
It's not going to be strong. It's not going to be strong.
Brian Cage.
Okay.
Baron Corbin.
Okay. Yeah.
Brad Maddox. Good old Brad Maddox. Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Nia Jax. And Kevin Owens.
Well, there's three right away.
Okay.
I think you probably are thinking the same 3.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin.
KO goes captain.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's got to be on there.
Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. Yeah. No, those 3 for sure.
Okay. Those are our 3 leading off. Wavy D's calling for Moose.
I was just going to go there.
He said Moose.
Yeah, I was going to say I think Moose has to get on that list.
Uh-huh.
I think Moose has to get on there.
Okay.
I think we got to put a female in there.
Okay. I mean, I'm good with that.
I think we have to. I think we have to. And I think if you do that, it's probably Nia Jax, right?
See, I don't know.
Because who are the other ones on
Torres.
there? Eve Torres.
She had a decent run.
So Nia's now a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
She's a 2-time. She's a queen of the ring winner.
She is if you're going off of statistics, I think Nia's the better choice.
You know, because the other men on that list, I guess some people would say probably Briscoe, right? The IWC would probably say Briscoe.
Yeah. Bobby Sherwood says you got to have JTG.
JTG. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not familiar. I'm not too familiar with JTG, so that's hard for me. Maybe this last spot goes to the chat.
So okay, but we got to talk about Baron Corbin because they're talking about Baron Corbin.
Okay.
What is Baron Corbin making it on here? Just lack of other people? What is the merit that we're because Corbin? What is his accomplishment that gets him on this list? Because he's representing the class of '84.
I mean, Baron Corbin had a very good NXT run, which got him to the main roster. I think he's been solid on the main roster. I just don't think he's been booked properly.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I think that affects your position on this list because I almost feel like the last couple of years have hurt Baron Corbin's stock. You put him on this list, and a lot of people look at it and go, "Oh,
I don't know, man," because he just recently had a very decent run at NXT.
Bobby Sherwood just said Baron Corbin is shit.
he just recently had a good run at NXT. I think was it 2 years ago he did the bum ass. I like that. That was a good run.
I felt like that fell flat. I think it was going the right direction, and then they gave up on it. I'm with you. I liked it had great elements, but it did fall flat. Corbin with hair, as the Lone Wolf, We Too Deep is saying, was legit.
Lone Wolf was, but okay. So here's my rebuttal then. Okay. Who's taking Corbin's place?
Yeah, there's not much there. I mean, JTG. It's not Keith Lee. I don't know enough about Jay Briscoe. I don't think Eric and Ivar have done enough.
I think he's got to be
Graves. We could say because of his status as an announcer.
I think you got to keep. I think you got to keep him on there. I think you got to keep him on there. I think you do. I think you do. I think now the last spot, I don't know. Like I said, maybe the last spot the chat can decide. Because for me, I'm not familiar with JTG. Obviously, like I said, maybe Nia Jax slides in there, but I'd be willing to let the chat get that number 5 spot.
So Wavy D just listed Baron Corbin's accomplishments, and I think there's more there than I thought. United States.
He was king of the ring.
He won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He's king of the ring, tag team champion in NXT. Yeah, he definitely gets in on there. I don't know. It's just I've gone sour on him in the last. He also hell of a barbecue cook. If you watch his TikToks.
I've seen that. I've seen it.
Bobby Sherwood says Jay Briscoe is dead. I'm not sure if he's the one that passed away, but I think that has no effect on this game, right? We're Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I don't.
We just put Bray Wyatt on the other list.
We just put Bray Wyatt on that.
I don't think it has to be alive to make this list.
Unless he's saying because he's dead, he should make the list. I don't know if that's the.
No, I think he's saying. I don't know if he's saying shouldn't be on the list because he's dead. But we never set a rule that they had to be alive. This is kind of just a top 5 representing that time. Okay. Happy Corbin. Raymond Howard says Happy Corbin was the worst gimmick. I thought when he transitioned from Bum Corbin to Happy Corbin, I thought, or whichever way, the other way around, I thought when they got him with JBL, there was going to be more there, but they just gave up on it so quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, Baron Corbin was the last person to pin Roman Reigns before Jey Uso. All right, y'all
that is
convinced
true.
me on Baron Corbin.
That is true. That is true.
I'm convinced. I'm solid on KO, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Moose. And then, how's everybody feel about Nia Jax in that 5th spot? Wavy D, I saw Wavy D making a play for Eve Torres. She did some work with Zack Ryder, some work with John Cena.
Okay.
You know, are we going off of feeling, or are we going off of merit here is the question.
Yeah, this last spot, I don't know, man. That's a toss up for me. It's a toss up.
Sometimes I think Nia Jax is like I think a lot of people are going to view Nia Jax as a negative.
Sure.
Like, I get that she's had some accomplishments, but a lot of people would say, oh shit, We Too Deep says Nia for sure. Bobby says, oh my God, not Nia Jax. Eve above Nia. See, we got people going back and forth here on this 5th spot.
Shit. So I mean, it seems like there's an agreement though. It's one of the two ladies.
I think so. I like your idea of you know, if there's a legitimate lady involved in this list that I mean, and let's be honest, they're better than almost everybody else on this list.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he said he was talking down on Eve. I didn't realize that. I thought I only caught the end of that.
Was talking down on Eve. Okay.
Wavy D said he was talking down on Eve. I thought Eve Torres was decent.
See, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'd have to go Nia. I think she's got the 2 titles. She was a tag team title champion at one point with Shayna Baszler, I believe.
Let me real quick. Let me look up Eve Torres.
Yeah, we got to figure out what Eve did.
What her claim.
This could sway. This could sway.
She won the Diva search. Is that true? I don't know if that was true. Let's see. Get into accomplishments here. She has the Guinness Book World Record for most wins as the Divas champion.
Okay.
All right. She was a 3-time WWE Divas champion.
Okay.
I mean, that was the title back then. We can't knock it.
That was.
So that's Wavy D says 2-time women's champ. This says 3 times women's champ. Maybe I'm on Wiki though. Wiki could. Bobby Sherwood's pushing for Eve Torres.
He's pushing, huh?
He said that's it. Eve wins. I'm good either way. I'll be honest.
I don't know, man. 2-time world champion, tag champ, queen of the ring. She, this last year and a half, very strong run, very strong. I think I'm going Nia, man. I don't know about you. I think I'm convinced. I think I'm convinced with Nia. I think I am.
Bobby Sherwood's going to kill us if we go Nia. He is campaigning extremely hard right now. He's good with anybody but Nia.
But Nia. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I can be convinced.
All right, I'm good. I'll go Nia. I'll go. I'm looking just real. Yeah, this is 3 times Divas champion. That's
You think that holds weight?
I think it does. I mean, that was the title back then.
Can we? Okay, let's do this. This will determine it all. Can we look up who she defeated each of those 3 times for the championship?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Let me see if let me see if I can get that information.
Let's see if we can do that. Because if they're legitimate, legitimate wins, I will slide Eve. I will definitely do it.
This is fair. I like this, Mike. I like this. Because I think we're about to laugh.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling this thing up.
Because again, I'm not completely familiar with Eve, but if she beat some
it's
legitimate,
going to be like Kelly, so you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
She defeated Caitlyn is one of them.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Caitlyn is?
Maybe I don't. Like maybe if I seen a picture, I don't.
Her first storyline began. Layla. That's not for a championship, though. Divas champion from 2010 to 2011. She won a tournament.
Okay.
All right, I can't say it. It was Maurice.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I think she beat Maurice the first time. She had an alliance with Kelly Kelly, and then I think she beat Kelly Kelly. And then she beat Natalya, I think.
I don't know, man.
I'm good. I'm good either way. I'm good either way.
I think we could listen, man. I know we're gonna make them mad, but I think we gotta go Nia.
Okay, so the list is.
I think we gotta go Nia.
I'm stamping it.
That's it.
It's
Stamp
rubber
it.
stamped here. KO,
Stamp it.
Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Moose, and Nia Jax.
Yep.
That's our list.
Because listen, each age group's gonna have that wild card.
I agree. That's what makes this fun. I mean,
you're right.
You're right. The first four are gonna kind of write themselves, and then we're gonna fight over the fifth.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna make this fun. But
for sure.
I'm with you. I think ultimately, I think me and Bobby are just on this train of probably not liking Nia Jax. That's
fine.
She's in on accomplishments. I think it's just like I just feel like I don't feel like her skill level meets the amount, like the title runs. She's just big, right? It's kind of like we said about Omos, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm good with this. I'm completely good with this.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You got anything else?
No, man. I'm good. That was solid list. I'm good with that.
Oh, Wavy D said they answered what I was researching 5 minutes ago. I didn't see it. I was trying to research and then my phone went crazy. All right, from now on, Wavy D said he's the researcher in the chat. That'll make that a lot easier.
Yep, that's good.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming to the Mike and D Wrestling Show. As always, you're invited to the other shows this week, including the Nerdy D Pod on Wednesday and the Smackdown after show on Friday, the Raw VIP after show on Mondays, and we hope to see you here same time, same place for another Mike and D Bash. But Wavy D is saying, wait. He said, Mike, rant on AEW.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
He stopped me. I caught it out the corner of my eye. I saw wait.
All right. Here's the thing with AEW, man. And I know there's been a lot of controversy and back and forth on all. Was it All In?
Yeah, I think it's All In.
And it just, for me.
Oh, he said you teased it all week. I didn't realize this was happening. All right, yeah,
no.
This is your shot right here. Take it.
Yeah, no. So, and I seen Swerve coming on X saying unsanctioned, and he's trying to defend everything that happened. My only issue is this, man. And I get AEW's. At least to me, it's turned into like a niche entertainment company, right? Like there's only a certain select few that like what AEW pushes out. And, majority of the IWC gravitates to AEW. I get it. I'm not knocking AEW, but my only thing is like this, right? When you're trying to sell yourself to network television companies and you put forth matches like we saw on Saturday, where there's syringes in people's mouths and there's chair shots heard from the 300 levels of an arena, right? And you're getting guys with plastic bags over their head. Like there's entertainment in wrestling, and then there's just foolery. And that was foolery, man. Like, does it give you the ooh-ah moment? Sure. Yeah. And did it make waves across the internet? 100%. If that was the goal, well done. Well done, AEW. Well done, Tony Khan. Well done, whatever the hell his name, Adam, whatever, Cowboy. And well done, Swerve Strickland. But to me, it's just like, I'm not tuning in to watch foolery like that. I don't have interest in that.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like, there legitimately could have been something that happened that went wrong. When you're hitting somebody that hard on the head, and we're talking about like NFL, like a contact sport that's brutal, taking all these precautionary measures with head injuries and stuff, and then you're going to do that stuff in the ring. I don't know, man. I'm good on WWE side where I know I'm going to get the soap opera. I know I'm going to get at least good, safe entertainment, and I'm going to, go home happy. When I'm not buying a ticket to go see somebody with a syringe in their mouth. And again, it could be some people's cup of tea. It's not mine. I don't know, man. And they're trying to get 4 shows on TV now, and it's like, what? Usually you got to bring like a portfolio to somebody, right?
Yeah.
What's AEW's portfolio? Like we don't sell out our arenas. We put plastic bags over people's heads. We put syringes in people's mouths. We're power bombing people on cement blocks. You'll get blood 2-3 times a show. You'll get Chi-Chi Jabberwocky coming in every now and then. It's just, I don't know, man. Call me an AEW hater. I'll take the crown, whatever. It's just, for me, it's not my style, man. It's not. And again, some people, it's their style, not mine. I'm good, man. I'm good.
I don't think it makes you a hater. I saw someone saying, this was the point I was going to bring up, was they've become ECW.
100%.
No longer are they competing. Like, there was a time where they were coming for WWE. They were never going to get there, but their attempt was to replicate what we saw on WWE TV and to use that as a way to get to the top. They've transitioned over to ECW. Like, they've transitioned over to, we need that moment on TikTok. It's like, I mean, it's kind of what we talk about, like podcasting, right? We could say some real wild shit right now and get 1 million views. Yeah. But then you have to stand behind that. And the reality is you probably run more people off than you get to come watch, because they just go, oh, those guys just say real crazy shit. So I agree. Like, sure, it may get 2 million views on Twitter or whatever, but it turns 90% of people go, well, that just solidifies I don't want to watch that. I'm never turning that show on.
And to me, I know I've always banked on this, but like the storytelling at AEW is just garbage to me. Like the build up for swerving the cowboy dude, and I'm forgetting his name. Adam Page. Swerve is online on Twitter last Wednesday in the morning. I bought my childhood home, and everybody's like, oh, that's great. That's, great accomplishment. Literally like 5 hours later, he's in the arena for Dynamite. And now Adam Page is at his house burning it down. Yeah. Like, where's the development in that? Like maybe it's 1 week I bought my house, the next week I'm burning it. Like the same day.
Yeah, let it sit.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I don't,
I mean, I see like Bobby saying, I'm fine with it being modern ECW. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I get that, Bobby. My problem is, this is the argument I always go back to. AEW is fine if they shut the fuck up. But as long as Tony Khan keeps screaming out on the internet, we're number 2, we're Pepsi, we're the alternate, like, as long as he keeps throwing it in my face that, like, you should be watching this, you're the asshole because you've chosen a side, as long as he keeps doing that, I'm going to keep talking about it. The minute he just shuts up, we've gone away from talking, besides, Wavy D antagonizing for fun. We've come to terms, like we said it the other day, we are kind of WWE people.
This is WWE.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about it if something big happens, but even now, like, I don't really give a shit they're putting syringes in people's mouth. Who cares? Like,
to Bobby, shit. Like, what? To Bobby, 100%. Like, to me, it's just not. It's not my style.
Yeah. And
I'm just not. I'm not a fan. I'm not a watch. And I'm going to admit that I am a WWE guy. And that's just kind of where I'm at.
And I think there's a little part of us that sympathizes with like a Swerve Strickland who did make the jump over, and now he has to defend it. What else can you do? Like, I mean, this is your home. You signed a contract. You got to kind of believe in the bullshit at this point. And so, I guess for some people, any attention is good attention. Bobby says he likes AEW, but he hates Tony Khan. I can't make that separation. I just can't make that separation. I can't. When someone is the owner and they are the driving force behind something, and I see the way CM Punk was treated, and now I hear the rumblings of like what was done to Britt Baker, I have a hard time separating those elements out from the product I'm seeing on TV is obviously driven by the Young Bucks and Tony Khan. They're making the ultimate decisions. So when we see, like, you know, when Tony Khan comes out and says, like, we're going to clean it up, we're not going to cuss anymore, we're going to limit the blood, all that shit was just speak for WB. He was trying to con WB into giving him a better TV deal. It doesn't come through. So then he goes, well, fuck you. Now we're going to pull teeth out and do this shit. And we're going to try and, you know, find somebody who will look at our social media numbers and go, well, obviously people have to like this. I think he's fucked when it comes to a TV deal. I don't think what advertising company is going to go, let's put it on the show that's pulling out people's teeth, you know, and putting plastic bags over someone's head. Not 2024. I get that, like, that kind of shit happened in like the 70s and shit in the 80s, but that in 2024, that shit's not going to fly.
Yeah.
That's the way I believe.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What's something happened? Oh, so Wavy D became level 1. Thank you, Wavy D, for that. I guess the memberships are working now.
All right, there you go.
But that's it. That's all we got. The party never stops. Join the Discord if you aren't in the Discord. Like, share, and comment. I am Nerdy D. That is my guy, Milwaukee Mike, and we are out of here.